Everybody, welcome to our R&B Reviews channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the science fiction film Moon Starring Sam Rockwell. And he plays an astronaut on the moon that works for Lunar Industries. He takes some sort of energy from the moon, ships it back to Earth. But then after he's out riding around in one of his vehicles on the surface, he gets into an accident and then he wakes up and then some weird thing starts to happen to him.
I picked this up on like a blind buy. I wasn't sure it was going to be any good. It looked interesting, and I completely fell in love with it. I mean, you gave it a very sort of skeleton plot synopsis, because if we were to give out the whole plot, I kind of feel like we would ruin some of the experience of watching it, because I feel like it's a movie where the less you know, the better, I think, the viewing experience is.
Yeah.
And also, you know, there's a great level of paranoia in the movie that I really like. You know, it kind of goes hand in hand with a lot of science fiction films and whatnot, like 2001 or Alien.
Yeah, it's a good thing you mentioned 2001, because this movie reminded me of 2001 a lot. There's a talking computer named Gertie, and there's a couple of shots that look like it was shot the same way as 2001. Both films, they don't really give you a straight answers or a straight story. They give you the images, and you kind of have to make up your own story as it goes along.
No, it doesn't spoon feed the audience. You kind of have to follow it as sort of, I guess, on a more intuitive level.
Yeah.
And not everyone's into that, and yeah, there's a lot of comparisons to 2001. I definitely saw them as well as you did, but yeah, Gertie was a big one, and that was sort of like the Hal of this movie. But Gertie wasn't necessarily crazy, evil or something like that. I mean, there were some good scenes where Sam would find Gertie sort of talking with the people back on Earth, and Gertie would deny the conversations. I mean, there was some good back and forth in there, I thought.
Yeah, and then there's Gertie is not letting Sam Rockwell's character go out. It kind of like reminded the scene where Hal wasn't letting the ship split off from the main ship. He's like, I can't let you do that. So, and all that. But this film, what really struck me the most is Sam Rockwell shows what a diverse performer he is. He can show all the different what do you call it, categories of the character, from the loneliness of being out in the space to the anger of it to the confusion, and it shows why he's in demand for studio pictures and independent films like this one.
It's a total character piece, and he is the star of the movie. He is like,
he has to carry the movie.
Yeah, it's his movie 100%. It's totally about him, and you're right. He completely owns the role, and that's why he's such a great actor.
This film, it did keep my interest, and it did have me guessing. Although when I finished the movie, I thought certain things meant one thing, and when I went on to look at Moon on websites to see what people thought of it. They also had some different ideas about what some certain scenes meant, so that's where I feel like it's like 2001 in that aspect. And I guess the director, who's Duncan Jones, his name is?
Yes.
Who's also David Bowie's son, you know, I think he's been heavily influenced by it. And what really impressed me the most is this film was shot on a small budget. It uses very little CGI. As a matter of fact, they use models.
Yeah, which is like no one does that.
No one does it, and it's believable, and the effects are flawless. I mean, there's some special effects I can't give away, but they're flawless. Like it's hard to believe that they can do it on such a small budget.
Yeah, it was like a $5 million budget or something, and they were able to make all that, and it's like all these great visual effects doing it on outer space and everything.
Yeah,
you're right. It does look great, but another thing I want to bring up is the music in the movie is terrific. I think if anything's to stick with you, it's going to be the music by Clint Mansell, who also did Requiem for a Dream, just a great composer. And I love the soundtrack to this movie. I couldn't get it out of my head.
Yeah, and what disappointed me was this movie was given a limited release in 2009, and I would love to have seen this movie in a movie theater on the big screen with an air conditioner where it's a little cold and a sound system, because I think I would have been more on the edge of my seat if I was able to experience that way rather than just watching it on DVD with a small TV screen. I think it kind of takes it out a little bit.
It's a shame it kind of just went in a few theaters and stuff like that. Didn't really branch out. I mean, maybe they didn't think audiences would really respond to it well, you know, because it doesn't spell everything out for you.
Yeah, and it's a pure science fiction film because science fiction films often have an allegorical message for issues, like Avatar was about the environment and stuff. This one does. And that's what I really liked about it. And I think some people may not have gotten into it. And you mentioned earlier about not giving too much of the story away. You know, I was watching an old review from the Old at the Movie Show with Ben Lyons and Ben Mankiewicz, and some people accused them of giving too much of the plot away. And I think I can see why people might think that way. But the first twist at the beginning was nothing compared to the ending. The ending where you find more about what's going on.
Yeah.
So this is a good movie. I wish people will seek it out. and hopefully they'll be able to get into it, and hopefully it won't be such a split like 2001 is.
Yeah, it's definitely a high recommend, for sure.
Definitely. Okay, so that's our review for Moon, so go ahead, leave your feedback, and if you have seen the film, you can leave your comments, and of course we'll be looking forward to the next video we do with you, so catch you later.